In this video, we address some misconceptions regarding the name of Imam Mahdi and his father using both Shia and non-Shia literature. In the Shia literature, it is established and agreed upon via both thematic and verbatim recurrence that Imam Mahdi is the 12th Imam in the lineage of Imams. He is the 9th descendant of Imam Hussein, and that his father is Imam Hassan al-Askari. In this regard, the great work Muntakab al-Athar has gathered a myriad of such narrations hinting at the lineage of Imam Mahdi. For example, it has 148 narrations that mention that the Imam is the 9th descendant of Imam Hussein, 103 narrations that mention that he is the 7th descendant of Imam Bagir, and similar numbers for all the other Imams until Imam Hassan al-Askari, with 146 narrations mentioning the Imam as his son. Looking at the Islamic traditions, we find that it is established that the name of the Imam is the same as the Prophet. It is narrated in Jami' at-Tirmidhi, a non-Shia source, that the Prophet said, "The world shall not pass away until a man from the people of my family rules the Arabs whose name agrees with my name." Now, the misconception regarding the name of Imam Mahdi's father arises from a minority of narrations that go on to add an extra term to what the previous hadith mentions. In such narrations, after saying that he has the same name as me, the narration goes on, "and his father's name is my father's name." That is, meaning that the name of the father of Imam Mahdi is Abdullah. It's important to note that the narrations in which this extra term appears are only a minority. Moreover, we can look into how prominent Sunni scholars have refuted this version of the hadith. For example, the prominent scholar al-Ganji al-Shafi'i, in his book Al-Bayan fi Akbar Sahib al-Zaman, analyzes the different chains of narration of the hadith. He states, "In all of the chains of narration, the hadith is transmitted with 'his name is my name,' except for one chain in which it includes 'and his father's name is my father's name.'" Ganji al-Shafi concludes with the following statement: "No rational person would doubt that this addition is spurious, and given the consensus of other narrators to the contrary, his narration is not credible." This sentiment is shared by other scholars in the non-Shia world. For example, Rabbi bin Muhammad al-Saudi, a Wahhabi scholar, states in his book The 12 Imami Shir in the Scale of Islam, "Without a doubt, this narration was fabricated by the supporters of Muhammad ibn Abdullah, known as Nafs Zakiyya, as he had gained fame as the promised Mahdi. To provide more background, this Nafs Zakiyya was a rebel who went against the Abbasids. In order to gather support, he claimed he was the Mahdi and pushed his followers to fabricate hadiths to support him. Even after his demise, the fabricated hadiths he and his followers spread are still present." As these statements from non-Shia scholars show, the narrations with the extra term "his father's name is my father's name" are fabricated versions of the original hadith. Especially looking at history, the explanation of Rabbi bin Muhammad al-Saudi seems very plausible. If only the community had heeded all the other words of the Holy Prophet that gave more criteria for the promised Mahdi, such as the simple fact that he would be from the lineage of Imam Hussein and that he would be the 9th descendant, which would take another century to come to this world. In conclusion, we examined how numerous narrations directly establish the exact lineage of Imam Mahdi. Then we looked at how the majority of non-Shia scholars also agree on the correct version of the hadith. The minority that say otherwise may have ulterior motives to push their differing views. Subscribe and stay tuned for more videos as we increase our knowledge on the Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi. May Allah hasten his reappearance.